Hey there, Top fans. It's Bill from Top Fan Rivalry here with a friend of mine named Mike. Mike, how are you doing this morning?
Good, Bill. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Hey, no problem. Thanks for joining us. I hear you do a little bit of coaching. Tell me what you do.
So I'm the pitching coach for a high school out here in Arizona, and been doing it for the last, I would say, 12 years, on and off. Right after playing, went into coaching and training. So that's what I've been doing for the last decade plus 2 years. So
I see. So you got a little bit of experience now. I just finished interviewing Antonio, and you know him because he plays for you, right?
yeah, it plays on our team. Absolutely, great kid.
Tell me about him. Tell me about what you like about him.
So one thing about Antonio, I would say, is for his age, he plays the game very maturely. Um, from the energy standpoint, as a teammate, um, hands down, he brings all the guys together, and he does a good job of balancing from being the young guy. You know, you have your peers, they're seniors or juniors on the varsity team that you kind of like. You know, most guys would follow in, but for Antonio, he's not afraid to be vocal, and that's huge because not only are you setting the presence right for the team, but also it's taking ownership and accountability for yourself. And I think that's very big, especially being what he is for our team now currently is a leadoff hitter. He sets a tone, he gives the first impression of the game, how it's going to go, especially for a visiting team. And he's done a really good job of doing that. Started off as seventh when we first started the season, and then eventually moved up to the leadoff role. And he's just done a phenomenal job being comfortable in the box, putting pressures on the pitchers that we face. And I just a great kid, good coachable kid, and very positive. And I love that about him.
What I was impressed with him on his interview, by the way, you're going to have to watch the interview because he's going to tell you who he thinks he'd own and who he thinks would own him in the MLB. You'll
I'll
appreciate
watch
that.
it.
But my impression of this kid is that he's a good dude on the field, good teammate, and he's a good dude off the field. Would you say that?
Absolutely. Oh yeah, 100% agree. Yeah, he's a great kid. And he's very, like I said, he's very wise for his age. Very wise.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, Mike, thanks for joining us. I'm going to put this
Absolutely.
I'm going to put together. I don't think Antonio knows that you're on, so this is going to be a great surprise for him.
That's so cool. Absolutely.
So enjoy. Thanks, Mike. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Well, good afternoon, Top fans. It's Bill again here from Top Fan Rivalry, here with another one of my friends, Antonio. Antonio, thanks for joining me today.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
You bet, man. Antonio's another one of those rock star athletes, and we're going to put this up on Before the Bigs, but I'm grateful that he took some time out to join me, and we're just going to have a little conversation about him and baseball, because I kind of hear that he's pretty good at that sport. At least that's what I hear. True?
Yeah, that's true. Just a little, just a little.
Just a little, just a little. All right, so that being said, when did you start playing ball?
I started playing last time I could remember. Oh my gosh. Like even before I could remember, I have videos of myself swinging a bat in my living room. My parents used to hang up a ball on a string and I just swing it all night. And they said that they'd wake up, you know, in the middle of the night to see me and listen to me swing it. So I've always had a love and passion for the game. I get it from my dad and my mom. So yeah.
Awesome. When did it really strike you though that you just loved the game? Like that there was this burning desire to make it happen?
So this is kind of surprising, actually. You know, I've always loved the game of baseball and Little League and everything, but I wasn't actually really serious till Corona or a little bit before freshman year. You know, I had 2 points where I really, you know, practiced every single day. And one was we were on a trip, me and my dad, for a whole month, and every single day we went to the local Little League field. You know, we'd off the fence and bring out the screens. We'd take ground balls, hit, work on footwork and everything. And, you know, COVID, I had school for 3 hours a day and I just say, all right, Dad, let's go to the field. And we'd hit 5 months straight that we worked footwork, blocking, you know, reads on the ball, hitting, angles, everything.
Sweet. sweet. And I
Yeah.
love I love hearing those father son moments. I'm the same way, man. I loved doing that with my pop. That's great.
Yeah.
So first of all, which position do you play or positions? And then which one do you like most?
So right now I'm playing more outfield, and I play outfield, short, or middle infield, and catch. Uh, I really enjoy catching because I could always get in the game, and there's aspects of everything that I like, and then there's stuff that I don't. But catching I really like because I like throwing guys out. It's fun because in the outfield I like throwing guys out too, but you get to do it more when you're a catcher. And just stick in a nice frame. I don't know about it, but get in that close call, maybe a ball or two off the plate, and you just stick it and get that call for your pitcher. I'm like, all right, I like that. That's nice. Short I really like too because it feels like you're kind of like the man in the field. Catcher's a leader, short's a leader, and so is center field. And when you're at short, majority of the balls you kind of run the infield. I like that aspect of it. In outfield, I always have liked running around. I got a lot of energy. So being in the outfield, it's like free range. Every single ball that's in the air, even if it's foul, busting it to the line, backing up my guys. It's just fun for me to run all over the place. So
I love it. I love it. Yeah, it's being involved in the game on a consistent basis on every play is a lot of fun. And most people that don't play baseball don't realize that regardless of what position you're playing, you are in the game on every pitch.
yeah, well, if you're
There's
not, then you're
always
flat.
someplace to move your foot or your feet.
Exactly.
I love it. I love it. Okay, so now we're going to talk about baseball moments, and they can be your own baseball moments, preferably your own baseball moments, maybe an MLB moment, but let's go with so give me your 3 favorite moments. This is the chance for you to brag to the world about your 3 favorite moments or 2 or 3 favorite moments that you had in your young baseball career.
So I was thinking earlier, I was going to mention something that happened a week and a half ago, but then it just came to mind. Probably the best moment that I've ever had was hitting my first home run. My dad was throwing me BP on the Little League field, and I hit one over center, and I threw my bat, and I went up and I jumped and hugged him, and it was so exciting to see. And I know it was exciting for him. That was definitely a moment I'll always remember. And then a week and a half ago, we had a home game, and I 4 for 4, 3 home runs, and a triple off the top of the wall oppo. So that's 2 favorite moments right there. You can't beat that.
You can't beat that when you go 3 round trippers and one that you almost got round tripper,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, come on. That's awesome. That's awesome. And if you have video of that game, you definitely want to keep it for,
Oh yeah.
Later on in life when you have a bad day, you can just, watch yourself, maybe get yourself good. I love that.
Oh, trust me. My parents get tired of me. I watch it every a couple days of the week. I'm like, dang, that was kind of cool.
I can only imagine. If I had video like that of myself, I'd be showing it to the whole world. I'd be telling my wife, here, come, let's watch my video again.
Yeah.
She'd say that was 30 years ago. I said, I don't care. Let's watch it again. Come on, you missed this part. That's awesome. All right, let's turn to the MLB. Who's your favorite MLB team?
Ooh, so everyone always asks, and my biggest thing right now is I'm a players dude. I always like seeing who's hot, what guys really relate to me, when I watch them. And my favorite guys, I'd say the Braves are my favorite team because they have the most dudes that I idolize in the MLB right now. But I love the way Ronnie plays, his young energy, he's not afraid of anything, and he's so aggressive. I love how he plays. You got Freddie on that team, you got Ozzie, you have Austin Riley, you got Marcell Ozuna, and I love Ozuna and Ozzie together. That's just a team that I love watching.
Did you see Freddie strike out this week against
I
Rizzo?
I did. That was hilarious.
Rizzo just couldn't stop laughing, and Freddie's like, I'm never gonna stop seeing this for the rest of my life. They're gonna be showing this all the time.
Yeah, the interview after the game was really funny.
Yeah, too. He's like, hey, it wasn't so much fun for me.
No, yeah, he had a day though too. It was funny because everyone talks about the strikeout, but what was he, 4 for 5 with a
No,
jack, a triple, and 2 doubles?
yeah, I think he was 4 for 4. That fifth one was a strikeout.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So he had a day, but nobody's going to forget him striking out against Rizzo with that
no,
71-mile-an-hour fastball and the 68-mile-an-hour curveball or whatever it was. That's
yeah,
awesome.
that was funny.
All right, so I can tell you watch a lot of baseball, which is awesome, as do I. Give me some of
Mhm.
your favorite, couple of your favorite MLB moments that you've seen.
So the best thing, in 2016 when the Cubs won it, were me, my dad, sister, and I'm pretty sure my mom was on softball. The three of us were watching it on the couch, and we stayed up late just watching, the first round all the way to the World Series win. And it was just such a cool moment, that my dad had that hometown Chicago feel. And it was cool. We were excited for the Cubbies as always. How can you not like the Cubs?
Ask somebody else that you know that's a White Sox fan.
Oh, yeah, I
Yeah.
know.
The so I have a buddy of mine. We do these what we call clubhouses where a bunch of us guys get together and talk. And I didn't know about this, but he's a huge Chicago Cubs fan. And every November 2nd, at whatever time it was that the Cubs won the World Series back in 16, they run outside and spray each other with Martinelli's, he and his wife and his kids in the front yard, and they act like they won it all over again. So wherever his kids are at, if they're away for school or whatever, they all come home for November 2nd. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy. That's awesome. I love it. Any other fun baseball memories or any other fun MLB memories?
Uh, no, that kind of is the tip of the iceberg. I got little things here and there, like watching some of the old school guys like Ken Griffey play, because I wasn't around to watch him play really. I can't really remember it, but looking back in old videos like with him and his dad, and he robbed him in the outfield, I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. You never
Yeah,
think that something like that would happen. And then the back-to-back home runs, that is so cool.
yeah, father son. Yeah,
Exactly.
in Anaheim, that happened close to me.
Really?
Yeah, when they were both playing for Seattle. Yeah, it happened in Anaheim. Okay, so now we're gonna. Do you attend games? Do you go to games much?
You know, me and my dad have been trying to visit at least every single ballpark that we go to in town. So we've been to California, we've gone to Oakland, San Diego. We haven't been to Anaheim,
Okay.
like we haven't been to Angel Stadium, and we have not been to San Francisco. We've been in the town, but we didn't go to a game. But no, I remember when Petco used to be open seating behind the home run wall, and that was so long ago. We go back there and sit there, but now it's all walled off and everything, so you can't see. So yeah, we go to a decent amount of games.
So what's your favorite ballpark then?
Ooh, LA was beautiful, but if Los Angeles is a crazy cool field. You go up the hill and it's deep in there. I'd have to say if I visited Fenway, it would be my favorite, but it's probably Los Angeles.
Okay, I like it. Okay, so now I think you've already told me this, but now I'm gonna nail you down on something. Who's your favorite player? Who's your favorite MLB player?
Yeah, it's
This one's
either
tough.
either Ronnie or Soto. You can
Really?
never go wrong with Mike Trout, but he's the best, obviously. Ronnie or Soto, like I said, they got that young energy. They're studs. I base my swing off them, their ideology. And they're funny, I like watching them play.
Did you see the other day the back and forth with was it Tatis and Bauer?
I did. That
Yeah,
was that was cool.
I love Bauer's interview afterwards too. He's like, dude, I love this stuff. Go for it.
Yeah.
So it was awesome. I
No,
like
I
Ronnie
think
too.
I think that's what we need in baseball. We're watching a couple years ago. We were kind of a dead period in the MLB. It was really home run, strikeout. Nothing was really interesting. But all these young guys coming out. We got Fernando. We got Ronnie. Guys playing mind games on the mound. Bauer, one eye closed when he's pitching. It's all this fun stuff. You shouldn't eject guys for it. they're just having fun playing the game. That's the point of it. It's a job, but it's supposed to be fun.
So if you had your choice, do you want to play in the MLB? Is that a dream for you?
Oh, absolutely. I've been talking about this ever since I could remember. No, it's my biggest dream, and I'll work as hard as I can to get there. That's the goal.
Well, keep hitting 3 home runs a game and you'll get there real quick. But what
Yeah.
year are you in high school?
I'm a sophomore, 2023, so I got 2 more years left.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So now here's the $100,000 question, because I love your baseball mind. Okay, and I love both you, and I don't know if you saw the interview that I did prior with a gentleman named Derek, but did
Yeah.
you happen to see that, by the way?
I did see it.
Okay, so you guys have a lot of the similar mindset when it comes to adjusting to the game and how you adjust to different atmospheres. And I love what you mentioned about you and your pop, and some of the terminology that you use takes me back to when I played years and years and years ago. But here's my $100,000 question. So you're up in the MLB, okay? With today's standards, with today's effectiveness, who are the 2 pitchers that you don't want to face because you think they'd own you, and who are the 2 guys that you think you could take on and have success with? Ready, go.
All right, so I'm gonna start
You
with
got
2
to
guys.
justify it, by the way. You can't just say,
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think, because you got to tell me why.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you 2 guys I think I'd be successful against, and this might shock you actually.
Okay.
But one guy, I think I'd be successful against Greinke, and I'm
Okay.
gonna tell you the second one before I explain this to you.
Okay.
Greinke, and I feel like I'd be successful against Chris Sale.
Really?
And I say Greinke because I have faced him before, actually.
Okay.
I have. So, his curveball moves a lot,
Mhm.
but when you know what he's thinking, you know how to approach him as a hitter. After he was throwing his live pens to us and a couple of my teammates, he's like, I had you guys figured out. He'd spot out with an outside fastball right on the edge, low and away. And he's like, as a pitcher, I know that hitters are thinking that you saw that fastball, you want another one. So he busts you high and in, and it's just a whiff. And then he takes that curveball with such a high rotation per second, and it just cuts from your face to the other batter's box, and it breaks hard. So you hop on that fastball, it's not overpowering like it used to be. You get over that little funky release he has with his arm down, stay through it. And I think Sale doesn't have the stuff he used to. I think if he lays a fastball in there, maybe middle in or even middle away, stay with it, stay through it. You could take it.
Nice, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that. And so, okay, so that tells you one. So what's the flip side to that?
Yeah, so I was gonna say 2 hot guys right now. We got DeGrom and Rodan. Is that how you say his name?
Yeah.
Yeah, DeGrom, it's just every time he pitches, it's like he's got something else that he didn't have last game. You watch him, it's like he's got this attitude to him on the mound. The guy's pitching great. Unfortunately, sometimes he doesn't have the team to back it up. But you look at the numbers, it's like, this is amazing. And Rodon with the no hitters and just, coming at batters, he's not afraid. And as a batter, that kind of is like, oh man, this guy's legit. Like, he's not afraid of me no matter what I do. No matter what mind games you play as a hitter, like that Soto and Greinke moments in the World Series, stepping out of the box, calling time, staring each other down. You as a hitter are like, man, this guy's legit. He's going to stay in the game. His head's locked in.
Yeah, that's the one thing that I love the fact that you know that, because for some people that haven't played or haven't played much past Little League, they don't realize that there's a game within inside the game. And most of the time when you can win the mental game, you win the physical game, right? It all starts with mental. And you mentioned it with what you said about Greinke. You see that curveball coming, you got to jump on that fastball. Because if you don't jump on that fastball, you ain't catching up to that curveball.
No, not at all.
So, well, I am super stoked that we've had this chance to talk. So I'm going to give you 30 seconds to tell me something that I don't know about you. Brag about yourself, whatever you like as we're wrapping up. This has probably been the highlight of my day visiting with you.
Thank you.
So by all means, tell the rest of Top Fan world out there what we need to know about you, how cool you are. Give me something.
So I'll start with some fun things about me. Me and my uncle love listening to old rock and everything. So I play the drums and he's on guitar. And we got our own little studio set up at my house. So we rock and roll. And it's pretty great. We play
I
Van
bet your neighbors
Halen.
love it.
Oh, actually they do. They text us. They're like, man, where's that good music coming from? Thanks. And you know, like I said before, me and my dad are into the acting stuff. So here and there, I do a little acting and it's fun. I enjoy it, but nothing tops baseball.
Good.
That's it. You know, I do a lot of stuff actually. Scootering, skateboarding. I used to play volleyball, basketball, soccer. I did it all. So
Love it.
yeah.
I love it. Well, I'm looking forward to, if you'll allow me to, I'd love to have you back on Top Fan, maybe towards the end of the year or maybe first part of next season, and we can talk a little bit more
Absolutely.
about some more development and
Yeah.
things like that. So
Absolutely.
I hope you've enjoyed this one. Top Fans, this is my friend Antonio. He is an amazing young athlete. Please, by all means, watch this video, share it. He's giving you young athletes what he looks at. And if you didn't hear him, he said he hit 3 home runs in one game. So he may know what he's doing at the dish a little bit, right? So enjoy it. We've enjoyed having you. Please
Thank
feel
you.
free to come back anytime you're available.
I will. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.